That's a trap. That's that Nicholas, isn't it? He deliberately run over the fence where Glenn saw him. He's trying to lure Glenn into a trap. It's in his shoulder. It's okay, it was in his shoulder. It was in his shoulder. You fucking dick! Oh, fuck that guy!
You were right. We should have kept looking for that guy in the pawn shop. I shouldn't have given up. You did.
I'll leave him out. You make a break for the fence.
No. This was my fault.
It wasn't a question. This ain't your decision.
We fight. We go for the fence. We do it together. All right, whether we make it or not, we do it together. We have to.
All right. We'll go on 3. 1, 2.
Morgan! Oh, Morgan's my hero. Morgan's my hero.
Come on.
Oh my god.
Thank you. I'm Aaron. This is Daryl.
Why? Why? Because all life is precious, Daryl. Fact is, I'm lost, so
Oh, he's got the map.
you can tell me where we are.
He's gonna see Rick's name. God damn! Seeing if God protects him. I want to feel some sympathy towards him, but he shouldn't have sold out Rick.
Come by later.
He's asleep.
I take it he's still not speaking to Eugene then.
Good afternoon. You got us here. All I did was craft a top-shelf lie to which a person with strength and heroism could apply their talents. My bet was you needed that. I am sorry. And I mean both emphatically and in equal measure.
Sorry, too.
Utterly and completely unnecessary.
Fuck you, Nicholas. You're a pussy. Yeah. Go on, Glenn. Go on, Walker. Get him. Get him. Get him. Oh, of course you would. Fucking... No, don't. Fuck's sake, why does he keep doing that?
Carol took 3 guns from the armory. I still have one, she still has one. We lied to you because I wasn't sure how you'd take it.
You think I try to stop you?
Well, you did hit me over the head.
That was for you, not them.
Trying to save him from himself.
I'm still with you.
I think I want to die. Why wouldn't you want to die? You don't deserve to be here. What you did can never be undone. The dead don't choose, but the choices you made, how you sacrificed your own. Bob was mutilated, consumed, destroyed because of your sins.
Stop it.
Your brother felt he was apart from it. He was a part of it. He didn't deserve to be here. You don't. Stop it! Stop it!
He wants all of you to live. Who he is who you're gonna be. If you're lucky.
Okay, there's more than one. Fuck's sake. Behind you. Jesus fucking Christ. There's too much going on.
Rick Grimes saved my life.
Oh, they're gonna hit the gunshot. Oh fuck, no, he's not even bothering. Oh shit. Yeah, you can die now, bitch. Fucking.
It'll take longer to reset it. Just be still. Just be still. Welcome home.
I was scared. I don't belong. Shut up. I was scared. I was just scared.
Sasha.
You should let her. They all died because of me.
They did.
There wasn't a guard on the gate. It was open. It got inside on its own. They always will. The dead and the living, because we're in here. They'll hunt us. They'll find us. They'll try to use us. They'll try to kill us. But we'll kill them. We'll survive. I'll show you how. You're not one of us. You're not one of us!
You don't want to do this. Stop.
You don't... It's him!
Rick. Do it.
Rick?
Well, you can officially colour me surprised, because I never in a million years saw that episode ending the way it did. If you'd asked me at the beginning of the episode, I would have bet money on the fact that Rick and Deanna would come to some sort of conflict at the end of this episode. There'd be some sort of mutiny, so to speak, from Rick's group against Deanna and against Alexandria. I honestly thought this episode, or this season, was going to end with Rick taking charge in some way or another of the whole of Alexandria. But I guess saying that, in some sort of way he has, because Deanna is now listening to him. And, you know, through a combination of Gabe's stupid ass of leaving the front gate open and the other idiot of the group, Pete, slicing Reg's throat through some mistake. I don't know, maybe it was on purpose, I don't know. I guess I have to go back and watch it again. But it seemed like because he was drunk, he stumbled in there drunk. He went against Reg, and as he pulled away, he sliced his throat by accident. Because of that, I think Deanna in that moment saw that Rick wasn't doing the things he did to be spiteful because he had lost the plot. I think she saw he was doing it because in his own mind, he was trying to protect them. He was trying to make them strong. He's trying to help them survive. And you know what? I'm really happy the writers decided to do this in a much more, I guess you could say, peaceful way. I mean, people died. None of our group, thankfully, which was another shock, but I'm glad the writers had the guts to do this and not have Rick become the full-on bad guy. You know, the person that takes hostages or, you know, kills people to get control so he can make the place what he wants it to be. It came about organically, you know. There had to be some sacrifices along the way, of course, with Reg, with Aiden, with other people, with Noah, but we got there in the end. He can now instigate changes in the place, and he can help make it safer, which is all I wanted all along. You know, had Rick tried to take control with force, I think I would have supported him in that, mainly because I am very, very biased towards Rick. I always try and see two sides to the argument, which I'm sure you would agree with. But when push comes to shove, because Rick is our protagonist, because we've been through him, with the group through thick and thin, when it comes to that 50-50 split, I'm always going to go on Rick's side. I mean, that's a flaw in my character, I know. But because we've spent so much time with Team Fam, because I see these characters as more than just characters, I see them as human beings. I guess that frame of mind with me sort of goes hand in hand with my big thing about loyalty. Loyalty is a big thing to me personally. Like, I hate when people go behind your back and say things, and I think that's why I'm so angry at Gabe. Because he went behind Rick's back. I would not have been as angry. I would have been disappointed in Gabe, but I wouldn't have been as angry if he had decided to say what he said to Deanna, but he said it at this meeting, in front of Rick, in front of Carol, in front of everyone. Instead of being a snake, you know, and stabbing him in the back. If he had said it to, or even gone to Rick first and said what he was going to say and then went to Deanna. Anything like that. As long as he didn't do it without their knowledge. Like I say, loyalty is big for me. And, you know, despite the story arc that Gabe went through in this episode as well, with him seemingly giving up on life and then deciding at the last moment to live. You know, he fought that walker off. He decided to kill. He killed the person that was dying on the floor. And then when Sasha put a gun to his head after he riled her up, saying she deserved everything she got, her brother deserved it, Bob deserved it. Despite that, when push came to shove, she decided not to shoot Gabe. She didn't pull the trigger. Because she's not that evil person. She's not callous. She's not cold like Gabe thought she was. The same with Glenn. The absolute cock who I want to die. Nicholas. The coward. The backstabber. The traitor. The guy that will lure you into the woods and just shoot you because you said something to him which he doesn't agree with. Glenn decided to let him live as well. You know, after he'd shot him. After he'd chucked walkers on top of him to let them eat him alive. He still in that moment chose not to kill him. He chose not to, and I've got to say, Glenn is a better man than me, because if someone had shot me, if someone had tried to strangle me, tried to throw walkers on me to kill me, I don't know if I would have the self-control to not shoot that person. But Glenn did. He chose to let him live, and he even helped him back towards the camp. So it just goes to show, despite Gabe's words, despite, the bad things we've seen the group do in order to survive, at the end of the day, they're all good people. They're all doing what some of us probably wouldn't do in helping the people that tried to hurt you. I've got to say as well, I said it in a reaction, but probably this is a bit strong, but I tell you, Nicholas is becoming a character that is getting up there in terms of me hating him as much as the governor. I hate the governor more. He did much worse stuff. He was a much worse human being. But Nicholas, I know he's scared. It's obvious he's scared, but the way he went out to hunt Glenn, the way he went out to, lure him into a trap just to kill him, because Glenn wasn't even violent towards him. All he said was that those deaths were on you. He was telling the truth. And because of that, he thought it was okay to then go out and kill Glenn. But moving away from that, let's go on to the other big surprise, which was pretty awesome in this episode, and that is, of course, Morgan. Morgan has finally caught up with our group, which I am super happy about. I'm so happy he's there now. It's been such a build-up, and I'm sure you guys and girls know, if you've been following me all along this Walking Dead journey, that Morgan is a character I really like. We've only seen him in 2 episodes, or maybe 3, which was, the one where we saw him with his son when Rick stayed with him right at the beginning. I think it was either episode 1 or 2, that one. It might have been the first episode. And then, of course, we saw him again when Rick and Michonne went to back to the town in order to find supplies, I think it was. I can't remember why they went back there now, but they found him there. His son had died, killed by his wife, who he had let live, who he hadn't killed. And he was carrying that guilt. He had lost his mind, apparently. Whereas now, it seems as though Morgan is all zen. It seems like he's found peace in this Walking Dead world. It's as if, he's on a mission just to help, to do good where he can. I mean, even in that scene at the beginning where we saw that guy have a gun on him, threaten his life, tried to shoot him, someone came behind him, tried to stab him. I mean, even when he beat the shit out of them and they were down on the ground, he said to him, just stop, you can stop. We don't have to do this. He was willing to forgive, he was willing to forget, but they carried on, so he had to knock them out. And even then, when they were knocked out, he put them in the safety of a car, so they wouldn't get eaten by walkers. He was still looking out for them. So it seems like Morgan is almost like this Walking Dead version, dare I say it, of Jesus in some way, because, he's going through the world trying to help people. Even when they're aggressive towards him, he'll do what he needs to do to defend himself, put them down, knock them out, but he will then protect them by putting them away somewhere safe. We even saw him rescue Daryl and Aaron from the car, which, I was certain in that moment, again, I was proven completely wrong on. I was certain. I didn't think Daryl would die, but I thought maybe Aaron would die. But The Walking Dead surprised me in this episode again when I thought there was going to be death. Morgan came out of nowhere and saved the day, which was a beautiful moment. And what was also a beautiful moment was when he said he was lost and he showed Daryl the map and it had that little message on it. That little moment got me. It made me well up for a minute, just for a second, because I thought back to the time in the church and how, this weird set of circumstances have led him to the same place, to the same moment, and he showed Daryl this map, and Daryl must have been so freaked out by that moment, thinking, wait, how did he get this map? How has it got Rick's name on it? So, that automatically led to the question, do you know Rick? Which then led to Morgan being led to Alexandria, which is, I've been waiting for this moment. If you've been watching me, like I say, that I've been waiting for Morgan to meet up with Rick again. But, even though I'm happy that moment has come, I'm a little bit sad that he arrived at the moment he did. Typical timing in The Walking Dead, where he walked in at the moment where Rick, quite coldly, quite matter-of-factly, put Pete down. He put a bullet in his head, And I've got to say, before I carry on with Morgan, that I don't blame Rick for doing it. I don't. He sees the danger that Pete is, and Deanna gave him permission. He was waiting for that permission, and he knew that the second he got that, he would do what needed to be done, and he did. So I don't blame Rick for it. I don't blame Deanna for it, because Peter just killed Reg. And it just so happens, like I say, terrible timing for Morgan. He saw Rick in that moment where he was being his most callous, his most cold. He was turning off for that second and just doing what needs to be done and shooting Pete. But I hope Morgan doesn't judge Rick on that. I hope that Morgan's able to learn of the circumstances surrounding that whole situation. And I hope Morgan doesn't, because he's this force for good in the Walking Dead world, he doesn't now see Rick as a force of bad. Because it could easily be construed that way. But at the end of the day, he is there. He's with Rick. Hopefully he can, like I say, forgive Rick for what he saw, because he's this force of good. And he can join Rick's group. He can join Alexandria now, because it seems as though Rick and the group have finally been accepted fully for who they are, for what they believe, for what they can do for the Alexandrians. They've been accepted into that town, and hopefully Morgan can too. Finally, and I'm sure I've forgotten something in this episode. Again, like I always say, if I have, put it in the comment section below and I'll reply to you there. But finally, the last thing I'm going to talk about is these Wolves characters. And we saw one at the beginning with a W on his head. And I definitely need to go back and watch this episode, because I don't think I got the gist of what he was trying to say. But from what I took from it, those W's on those people's heads are some sort of bounty mark. Like, are people hunting the people with W's on their heads? Are they? I don't know if you've seen actually the film Hard Target, but are they people that have these letters engraved on their heads, and then they're sent out into the world, and then this other group have to hunt them and bring them back as some sort of like, yeah, we've got him, we've got a trophy, we managed to do it. Like, there's some sort of hunting group that like hunt human beings. I don't know. Maybe I've got the wrong end of the stick, and the people with the W's on their heads are the bad guys. You'll have to let me know more about that, unless it's a spoiler, of course, unless you think I need to learn it from the show, because more is explained in the show. But that's what I took from it. They're trying to trap people as well, of course. I mean, I guess that's how they could be capturing the people they engraved the W on, with the trap we saw Daryl and Aaron caught in, you know, with the truck and the cars. I guess that's their whole thing. That's their whole, you know, motive, what they're doing in this world. But like I say, that's my guess at the minute. But if you know more and you think I should know more, put it in the comment section below, because that would be really appreciated. But let's leave that there. Gotta say, first off, a happy ending. A happy ending to a season finale. Tara waking up, Rick seemingly being accepted into the group, Deanna accepting him, that is. Eugene and Abraham making up. I didn't even talk about that. I was happy to see that. God, I'm forgetting names now. Morgan finally reaching Rick. There's just so much happiness. I'm just thinking about it. There was a lot of happiness despite, you know, some of the bad stuff that happens. I suppose one bad thing did happen. Nicholas came back alive, which sucks. Reg died. That's also a bad thing, I suppose, because I said it earlier on in the episode. I was actually starting to really like Reg. He seemed like a good guy, but, you know, like I said a million times before, the good people die. It's how it goes in this world. But overall, really enjoyed this episode. Glad none of our main characters died. Glad things worked out in the end, despite the rocky roads it took to get to that point. But on to season 6, I guess. On to the Wolves. Let's see what they have in store for the Alexandrians. So until next time, guys and girls, thank you for watching as always. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the support as well, the kind comments you give me. I have to say, recently I keep seeing all your comments saying how you appreciate, you know, the reviews, which I've got to admit, you know, sometimes I find it hard to do these reviews because I really want to talk about stuff that you will find interesting. And I try to pick the points out the shows and the characters, you know, and the bits that you might find interesting. I know sometimes I rabble on like I am doing right now, and I talk crap and I talk myself in circles. But hopefully you get something out of my reviews, because I enjoy talking about the show. I enjoy doing them. But until next time, thank you for watching as always. I really appreciate it. And bye-bye. Thank you for watching The Walking Dead Weekend with me. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up because it helps me and it helps the channel grow. Also, if you've got any thoughts or theories about the episode, remember you can leave them in the comments section below. But please, no spoilers. If you'd like to support me even more than you do now, you can find me on Patreon, where for as little as $1 a month you can take part in Patreon polls or even get early access to my videos. And finally, if you want to keep up to date with the channel, you can find me on Twitter at TVandme Reacts, or you can subscribe.